president? Washington. Good boy. Who's this president? Adams. Very good. Who's this president? Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson. Very good. Who's this? Madison. James Madison. Very good. Who's this? Monroe. James Monroe. Very good. Who's this? Baby. John Quincy Adams. Very good. Who's this? Jackson. Andrew Jackson. Very good. Who's this guy? Martin Van Buren. Very good. Okay, chew your food. Who's this? Harrison. William Henry Harrison. Very good. Who's this? Tyler. John Tyler. Very good. Who's this? Pope. James K. Pope. Very good. Who's this? Who's this? Who's this guy? Taylor. Zachary Taylor. Very good. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Fillmore. Very good. Millet Fillmore. Who's this guy? Pierce. Very good. Franklin Pierce. Who's this guy? Joe? Yeah. Joshy. Who's this guy? Cannon. Very good. James Buchanan. Very good. Who's this? Who's this? Lincoln. Very good. Who's this? Johnson. Andrew Johnson. Very good. Who's this? Grant. Ulysses S. Grant. Who's this? Rutherford B. Hayes. Excellent. Who's this? Garfield. Garfield. Very good. Who's this? Arthur. Chester A. Arthur. Who's this? Joshy. Who's this guy? Grover. Cleveland. Very good. Who's this guy? Harrison. Benjamin Harrison. Who's this? Who's this guy? Joshy. Who's this guy? Hey, who's this guy, Joshy? Joshy, who is this guy? Hey, look at Mama. William? No, look carefully. William? McKinley. Good job. Okay, who's this? Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt. Who's this? Taft. Very good. William H. Taft. Who's this? Wilson. Woodrow Wilson. Very good. Who's this guy? Harding. Warren G. Harding. Who's this guy? Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge. Very good. Who's this guy? Hoover. Herbert C. Hoover.
Scoot forward. I can't get you guys both in there.
Who's this guy? Joshy. Who's this guy? Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Very good. Who's this guy? Yeah, leave the doggy alone. Chew your food. Yeah, doggy's eating mac and cheese. Alright. Chew your food, because we can't understand you when you have your mouth full. Okay, who's this guy? Hey, who's this president? Joshy, who's this president? Tell me who this president is. Now he's all upset. Who's this president? Harry S? You don't want to do it anymore? Harry S? Harry S? Oh, don't be upset. Here's the doggy. Tell the doggy who this is. Who's this guy? Joshy, look at Mama. We're almost done. Come on. Harry S? Joshy, who's this? Who's this? Truman. Very good. Who's this? What's his name? Eisenhower. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Good job. Who's this? Kennedy. Very good. John F. Kennedy. Who's this?
Johnson.
Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson. Who's this? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Hey, who's this guy? Look, you're not even looking. Tell the doggy who this is. Who's this? Who's this doggy? Who's this guy?
Doggy, president.
Yeah, doggy does presidents. Who's this guy? What's his name? Joshy, what's this president's name? Hey, what's this president's name, Joshy? Joshy Richard M. Joshy Richard M. Joshy, we almost done. Joshy Richard M. Joshy. Joshy, who is this? Joshy, come on.
Boom.
Yeah. Hey, if you do your video, you can watch it later. You love to watch your videos. Come on. Who's this guy? Hey. Joshy. Joshy, you're making Mama upset. Joshy. Who's this guy? Joshy. Who's this guy? Richard M? Who's this? You don't want to do any more? Okay, no more presidents. Do you want to do it? One last chance. Who's this?
You don't put this on Facebook.
Nixon. Okay, who's this?
Apple.
Erfurt. Very good. Who's this? Who's this?
Carter.
Carter. Good job. Who's this?
Reagan.
Reagan. Very good. Who's this?
Bush.
Bush. Very good. Who's this?
Clinton.
Clinton. Very good. Who's this?
Bush.
Bush. Very good. Who's this?
Obama.
Obama.
Yeah.